All right, so we're out and about, and my buddy Jim texts me, you know Jim from our guest reviews, texts me this link, and the link says, Ruby Rose out as Batwoman, and I went, oh no! I haven't been watching Batwoman, so this is kind of a stupid reaction if you haven't been watching the show. How do you have anything to say about commenting on it? I have watched half of it. I did watch everything up till the Crisis crossover, and then it just became too much to keep up with all those CW shows. So I said, forget it. I will catch up. I'll finish Arrow because I only have like a couple episodes left. But everything else I said, I'll catch up when Netflix posts them. So I think they're all coming to Netflix probably in the next like week or 2 weeks or so. So I'll be catching up then. I am trying to catch up on Black Lightning Season 3. But Ruby Rose, Batwoman, Kate Kane, gone. The CW has said they're going to recast the role. This is significant because the CW shows are usually pretty long. Some of the ones that they have last a season or two, but most of these DC shows have gone a long time. You have Legends of Tomorrow, I think just finished up season 5 or 6. That's worthwhile if you haven't watched that. Arrow went 8 seasons, and Flash is in its like 6th season, going on 7. What else? Supergirl is on like season 5 or 6 as well, and it's going to keep going. So this is a show, Batwoman, I think was like, in the top 5 for its time slot. Even though the ratings were small, all the ratings are small across the board everywhere because there's so many different things to do. You can watch movies, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, as well as cable. And then if you just look at cable, you have the thousands of channels there. So it's not unusual if the ratings were like a small number comparatively to other hit shows. But to be in the top 5 for your time slot, I don't think ain't bad because there's so many things out there. They just ended with a splash of like Hush was there apparently in a mask that was kind of god awful. And then there was a twist with Bruce Wayne being cast or something for next season. So I'm really interested to catch up on Batwoman when it comes to Netflix. Ruby Rose as an actress, I had liked her. I watched Orange is the New Black. I liked her in that. I'd seen her in like the 2nd or 3rd XXX movie with when Vin Diesel came back to the role. And she was in a couple of other things, and I didn't think she was too bad. I think she was in John Wick Chapter 2 as well. She wasn't too bad. I thought she had a cool look and, kind of a badass attitude. So when they cast her as Kate Kane, I thought that was going to be pretty good. Now, a lot of people online are saying her acting wasn't very good, or they just didn't enjoy her in the role. She did have some back problems. I think she had surgery in the fall for like herniated discs or something like that. And that's a pretty serious injury. But for whatever reason, she released a press release, or her and her team anyway, and said that her departure, basically the story is that it's not because of her injuries. And that's a strange thing to say. I would think I would take a total out from my injuries if I had back surgery in the middle of a season and say, you know what, guys, this is just too much. It's killing my back. I can't do this for 6, 7, 8 seasons, whatever her contract commitment is. I would totally blame it on the back surgery. But I guess if you're going to try and continue to be an actress or an action star, whatever she's trying to do, maybe you don't want to put that out there because you think you're not going to get hired for other action-y or active roles because of your back problems that you've now released to the public. So maybe that's part of the strategy. But to not say it has anything to do with the stunts or your back problem just makes you, I don't know, it's not a good look. It kind of is like, well, did she have personal problems with somebody on the show? Maybe she just didn't like the show, like doing the show. She can't handle a 22 episode being number 1 on the call sheet commitment. I mean, I've heard, if you ever listen to Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, Inside of You, it's kind of a punny name, kind of dirty. He talks to a lot of the Smallville CW guys. He's talked to Flash, Grant Gustin. He's talked to Stephen Amell multiple times. And even him, from when he was doing Smallville for, I think, 6 or 7 seasons out of the 10, he was even saying, like, when you're number 1 on that cast sheet, on the call list every single day, you've got to set the example. You've got to have a good attitude because you're setting the tone as, like, the leader of the show for the rest of the crew, the rest of the cast. And if you can't handle that pressure, it's like an an added pressure to be the top guy, the top girl on a show. So maybe she had issues with that. Who knows? It's a bummer. It's a bummer. I mean, I don't know if it's a bummer for the show. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it won't. CW says they're going to recast it, and they're also going to look to recast it with another person from the LGBTQ community, which I think is great, you know, authentic to the show, and it follows what they were trying to do with Ruby Rose in the first place. I just hope they can find somebody that, I don't know, the fans embrace more or wants it more, whatever the situation is. You know, Ruby Rose, I wish her the best, but man, that's just seems like a huge mistake. I hope she has a real good reason for dropping out, especially on the midst of all this stuff about Hush for the end of the season, setting up next season. I saw a lot of press on the comic book sites about the last couple episodes of Batgirl or Batwoman and the things they were doing. So I was getting me excited to catch up on it so I could watch it. And then, you know, going into season 2 in the fall, or I think it's the spring now because of the coronavirus. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but we'll see what happens, I guess. And now I got to finish the show and do a review whenever that drops. Who knows? Still got to finish Black Lightning season 3. Hope you guys are doing well. We are out. My wife is a photographer. She's doing a photo shoot right now. Kids are with a babysitter, with family. Anyway, that's been self-quarantining. So we're still trying to practice social distancing. We have our masks on out here. She's got a long lens on, but yeah, we're out here. I'm taking a break to comment for you guys. So anyway, catch you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, all that nonsense. And we will see you guys next time in the funny pages. Bye-bye.